over a year first got my HolyStone HS720, so we're just going to fly it today. This is the MRC Pro app. Just going to use this one as there's quite a few apps for the HolyStone, but we're using this particular one. Just start that up. So just enter the screen, just starting up, and I'm going to set some of the parameters. All the geomagnetic calibrations are already loaded up here in the geomagnetic. Just set our return to home altitude about 30 meters. Usually most of the trees are about 25 meters, so on the likely reason that I would fly over any trees in the distance there, but if it was, you could still, if it returned to home, it would return at that altitude. But I set it to default there, it's 15. Anyway, so I've set the altitude to 120 and that's on, so it won't go beyond or higher than 120 meters, and I didn't set the 200 meters, so it won't go, you can fly more than that distance. So all those are all set. So I'm going to lift off here, press the button to rise the drone to about 6 feet. It'll hover there, and then I'll just take control. So now we start off. Light around a bit. It was hovering okay, so it seems to be all be functioning okay. So now we're at maximum altitude. Just was hit 12.7 meters a second as we were doing that turn. Flying sort of inside onto the wind here, I think. It looks like we're having trouble at 117. I think it was 131 and we lost connection because it's Wi-Fi. It's not very, the video feed between the controller, my phone is not very good in the controller, so I lose the video feed easily. So just flying around, flying it. I think the wind is flying it slightly into the wind here. It's not particularly windy, but it's a fair breeze, I think. Maybe 25 kilometers per hour. That would be about 6 meters, 7 meters a second. So I'm fine with visual line of sight because I don't have any Wi-Fi feed with the phone. So I'm relying totally on visual line of sight. We do fly, I think, up to over 250 meters here, so it's not too hard to fly the HolyStone at these distances. Hello, you're right.
Have you got a camera on it?
Oh yeah, it's got a camera.
Oh, well, that's cool.
You won't see that very much on what's down here. It's not that
Yeah,
clear, but yeah, you can see the view from up there.
Yeah. That's great. Come on. Wait. It's gonna... Oh, do you want it? I don't think I'm gonna get here. No.
So yeah, we were talking to the lady who's just dog walker, just walking past, curious about the drone. You can hear it, even though it's not particularly loud at high altitude, but it is loud enough that she could hear it flying up about 120 meters up. So I fly this now back, and I think the it fell to 2 bars and it automatically went to return to home. So at this point here it goes to 2 bars and it tries to, it generally wants to stay within 100 meters and about 30 meters of altitude. In this case it just goes straight. I think it was still, it might have just been 1 bar anyway, so it just returns to home. Well, we first fly around, just seeing, got about 12 meters a second, just flying it over myself again. I have to keep some distance from people here because you have to, and also you have to be keep a certain distance from housing. 12.9 meters a second. That's why you're limited more or less to the outskirts of a housing estate, the outskirts of a housing estate, or uh, into the big fields, because you can't fly directly over housing, and you have to keep a distance of about 50 meters from people. So here I'm flying, and the drone runs out of battery. It goes to 1 bar or uh, low battery. It's going to say there it goes, and it flies when it runs out of battery or low battery. It returns any way, sideways, backwards, any way that it was facing, and returns to home that way. So it's kind of funny that happening, going backwards by itself. So I'm going to try it in a different field now. It's a great hand catch.